It's really cool to just have people in their 20s in general on this platform to, you know, talk about real life shit that people who are 20 years old, you know, have to deal with.
Man, oh man, here we go again this week, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to ISD. You are here with Devonn
and Vontrell.
How you gentlemen feeling this week?
I'm good. Floating about, kind of tired, but I'm good.
Pierce?
Yeah, man. Nothing new, really. Just same shit, different day.
Yeah, Pierce, I saw you got back in the gym.
Yeah, man. About time. I missed it heavy.
No, I feel you. I actually I missed the gym a lot too. Actually, I'm about to. I knew we had resistance bands downstairs, but I just put it off. I was just like, I don't really want to deal with this shit. But I actually just used them, and honestly, bro, I do feel like the work. I wish I would have done that all quarantine. My body would probably be in a better position had I been doing it this entire time.
Say that again. You kind of broke up on my end.
I was just saying how had I actually been using the resistance bands during quarantine, I probably would be in a better position body wise though. Like I definitely could have bulked up more. Positively.
Yeah, man. Resistance bands do a lot, man. It's just really depends on how you use them, but they could be beneficial for a lot of different ways. You know, some people even prefer those over weights. So I guess it just depends on what your goal is for your body and everything.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not here trying to be all like The Rock. If I had to pick a body type, I'm not going to say Steph Curry because, like, well, I think Steph would be perfect. Like, it's muscular, but I don't want to be super stupid big like Bron. Well, actually, Bron has shrunk it down, so I can't even say that anymore. But if I had to pick a body type, I just feel like I don't have the proper head shape to have a swole ass body. You know what I'm saying?
No. What does your head do with your body being as big as it is?
I don't know. I just feel like if I have all these muscles, the fact that like the shape of my head, how kind of like a scoop in the back of my head, to me just wouldn't look right. Like my shit looks like a like remember the Peanuts from the Proud Family movie? That's what my head looks like.
And you think being big is going to accentuate the fact that your head looks like that?
Being big is not going to compliment his head. I think that's what he's saying.
Yeah,
like you don't have a big body with a little head.
Being small wouldn't need
you right, because you could be small with a big head too.
I mean, you're not gonna just accidentally get that big. Like it takes so long to get to that level. So it's not like you're just gonna be working out and then in a couple months you're like, oh, I got too big. No, so I don't think you have to worry about that. Unless your goal is to be that big, you probably won't get that big, I'd imagine.
Nah, because that takes so much dedication and diet change and so much other stuff. Like, I'm definitely going to be down for like I'm definitely going to be, in it for like months and months. I mean, I'll be working out forever, but in terms of getting bigger, I'll probably be looking to bulk for probably like a year or so. Like, I like where you're at in terms of bulk. I like where you're at. Maybe a little smaller, but where you're at is like actually perfectly fine. It's probably what I'm going to shoot for. But
you'll be smaller than me. I'm not even big. I'm nothing right now.
But you have good arms and you have definition though.
I guess.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how big would you say you are? On like a scale of like 1.
How big do I think I am?
Yeah, so like
what's 10? Like is
10 is like The Rock.
Jesus, like a
on a scale from me to The Rock.
Like a 3, maybe.
Damn,
I'm
3?
Nothing at all, bro. Like, I mean, I'm really not that big. I feel like I look bigger just because of where I was at to where I'm at now is a pretty big jump. But I mean, if you were to compare me to like I don't even know, like an athlete, like a professional athlete, I'm gonna look like some regular ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. To be honest with you, so I'm definitely not big whatsoever in any sense of the word.
Well, teach his own. To me, that's big because I'm still built like a 15-year-old. So I just got a gut on me. But like today I was 190, but I already ate today and shit like that. So I guess me weighing it doesn't count at this point.
Are you gonna do any workouts today? You gonna ride your bike or go
I may
use those bands?
I may do something different because I rode my bike yesterday. I did about 8 miles yesterday. And Saturday I did 7 miles too. So why that's light for me, because normally I do something between like 15 and 20. I still got something in. And I think this is gonna be a good time. Since I know my cardio is really good right now, it's a really good time to just take some time and build up some muscle. Maybe I'll go link up with like Deontay, do like some boxing cardio workouts or some push-ups. Some of the stuff he used to do in boxing, the 166 or something like that.
Why don't you just do that by yourself?
I like working out with other people. And
But that's not always an option, you know what I'm saying?
It's not. So if he's not going to come, then shit, I got to do it by myself. But I wouldn't mind linking up with him.
You got to be your own motivating factor sometimes.
Oh, I mean, I'm down to do it. I ain't say I wasn't down to do it. It'd just be nice to do it with Deontay.
I feel you.
So, all right, let's get right into it. Positive news, new things happen in our life. Me and Vontrell went and viewed our apartment today. I will say this: expectations versus reality was crazy. I definitely got in there. It wasn't like a crazy apartment.
It's just smaller in person. That's all. The floor plan looks bigger than what it actually is.
God damn it, Vontrell! Shit. Thank you. As I was saying. Nah, but it is a lot smaller than what I thought it'd be. In the floor plan, it was a lot smaller than what's in that, like the actual floor plan. And in my mind, in my apartment, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be my friend. And now the time we went over, because I don't want to say the name of the complex, but we told you, Pierce, you know what I'm talking about, right? Where your friend used to stay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I knew like the one that she had is an upgrade of what we had. What she had was a lot more money. Like that was almost like $1,300 a month, if I remember correctly. So I think what we're going for is 1110 right now, which is $555 a piece, which is cool and all that, but it's just a lot smaller than I thought. Like I was really just sitting there, like like dang, like this is really gonna be it. And then I was trying to plan out things to see how this is gonna figure out how this space is gonna fit in here and do this and do that. But it's just like I don't know, man. Like I enjoyed it. And it was really dope to see that, but it definitely kind of put things in perspective of what you expect versus what you're actually going to get, you know?
Was that the first time you saw it, the apartment?
Yes. First time I saw it.
Like, in person?
Yeah, because I would have got a tour a while ago, but they're not giving out tours because of the virus. Like, I literally had to follow up 3 or 4 times to get approved and then get a tour. Like, what? Right. Like, that's crazy. So I don't know, man.
Would you still have chosen to live there if you were able to view the apartment earlier than what you just did?
Probably. The location is really good. I still do want to live there. It's just like, well, it's just some other thoughts like, wow, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But like just dealing with the reality, I still do want to live there. But had I probably seen the tour, had I seen it first before we got
it definitely would have played a part.
God damn it, bro. Let me finish my goddamn points. Shit. As I was saying, it would have played a part.
Oh. Okay. Well, I mean, that kind of sucks to hear, but I mean, at least I'm glad that you guys are making that. Well, Vontrell's already made that jump. I'm glad you're making that jump. In adulthood, you know what I'm saying? And I haven't even seen your place yet. I haven't even seen any pictures, but I'd imagine it's decent. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what like.
Nice place. It's a really nice place. It's just small. That's all.
I mean, I've been to apartments in that area, so if it's even similar to the apartment I've seen, then that's a pretty decent apartment to be in. I would think at least.
Yeah, they're definitely like higher end apartments for the Waukegan area. So I'm looking forward to moving in and really start a new journey. So. I'm geeked for it. I really am geeked for it. So, you guys got anything positive, good news, personal you want to get to before we move on?
No.
Moving on.
All right. Moving on. Let's get to miscellaneous. So, first thing we got is this is kind of hard to kind of not talk about, but how do we feel about Kanye running for president?
He doesn't even qualify to run for president. He didn't complete something to actually run for president. He's just saying he's running for president right now. But a lot of people are saying that they're running for president right now. So I vote for Paris Hilton.
I vote for. Oh my God. Personally, for me, like, I don't know. I guess it's funny, and I guess he's keeping his word because he did say he was going to run for president in 2020. So man of his word. But I'm just worried that if people are going to just write in his name as a joke, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
And then that's a wasted vote. Because people were doing the same thing in 2016 when they were writing in Harambe.
Yeah.
For president, you know what I'm saying? So, like, they think they're, making a joke, but little do they know the person they don't want is for president actually has people voting for him. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it's like, hopefully people don't look at it as a joke and like, oh, I put Kanye. It's like, okay, well.
And then somebody made a valid point too. Kanye supports Trump, so a lot of Kanye people like it might split the minority vote. So I was like, that's accurate because he does have influence. So people did buy his Yeezus book. So let's keep that in mind.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, it's just kind of, it's Kanye though. I mean, Kanye he does all types of shit. You know, claims all types of shit.
But if he actually does become president, like, let's just entertain the thought. It would. But that means we wouldn't get no more Kanye music, right?
Hell, I would hope not. If he's releasing music, I would not want to.
What if it was his best? What if it was his best music thus far?
I would appreciate that'd be crazy, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna put an album. I'm like, why are you putting out an album for the president of the United States? I'd rather you focus on being the president of the free world instead of putting out an album. We wouldn't
get no more Kanye music then, because
I wouldn't want one.
I'm just saying, it just makes it interesting.
What if Kanye, instead of going golfing or playing basketball, he just has his free time and he just makes music? I feel like it's
just unheard of for a president. That's all.
I don't think you can though. Like, he wouldn't be able to profit off of it. That's the thing. Like, you can't profit off of that. So it'd have to be like released free. And which I don't even think he would. I mean, there's so much other shit going on as president. I don't really think anybody would have time to make an album
at all.
And on top of that, he's late as fuck declaring.
Yeah, because elections is in like what, 4 months?
November, I believe.
November. Yep.
So I think that it's interesting how he's releasing a single, he announces an album, now he's running for president. That seems kind of fucking weird.
But if it's all just promotion for his music?
Exactly. And honestly, I don't even feel like Kanye needs to even do all the shit to promote his music. Like,
he doesn't.
I get it. Because a lot of times when you're coming up, you have these theories and these work practices that you have. And they say, even when you're big, you should work just as hard as you did when you were at the bottom. And, now he's working hard the same way he was at the bottom, I assume. But it just doesn't make sense. Like, why are you running for president? This shit hurts your stock, in my opinion. This is going to make people not want to listen to your shit because now it's annoying. It's like, oh, you released this single and the shit was confusing. All of a sudden, you're running for president. And then it's like, what the fuck? Like,
I don't think that's going to affect it. People are still going to listen to it.
People are still listening to Kanye after the slave comment. So...
Yeah, so if no one's gonna be like, I'm not listening to him because he said he's gonna run for president. It's like, what?
It's not even
running for president. Then it's just like you're mad at him for saying something, Like, if you should have been mad at if you're upset of the way Kanye promotes his albums, and you should be mad when he was projecting videos on historical sites, or whatever, when he dropped Jesus, you know what I'm saying? Or when he went up and fucking took the mic from Taylor Swift to talk about Beyonce and shit like that. Like, I mean, him saying he's gonna run for president really isn't like, I mean, I saw it and I was like, oh, haha, and then
that's what I did. Kept on going. I didn't put nothing of it. And then when all these other celebrities started saying that they're running for president, I'm like, okay, people are making a joke of this, so we can't take it. Who else said that? Tiffany Haddish said it. Paris Hilton said it. It was somebody else who said it too. So that's why I said the Paris Hilton comment.
Tiffany Haddish. This is the thing though. Like, I don't know, man. I was having this conversation with one of my friends the other day. There's probably a lot of, because he was saying how the CEO of the company that his mom works for, he was like, yeah, he should run for president because he'd be a better president, blah, blah, blah. And I was sitting here thinking, like, if you really think about it, there probably are plenty of people just throughout the country that probably would be a good president. And they're not even like politicians. They just would be a good president because, for whatever reason, they have the experience and whatever, or they're, they know their shit, smart, whatever. But they don't want to be president because it's such a bullshit job. And then I was saying,
because if you think about it, the president really doesn't have any control. Their vote, if he wants something, doesn't have to go and get voted for. So
exactly.
I mean, the president's just like, he's the face of
to make people
country,
feel comfortable.
Yeah, he can't just make all. He can make some decisions. Yeah. He could definitely put certain things into place, but I mean, he's not like the end all be all. But I was saying how a lot of times when we're looking at the people that want to be president, I feel like we're just choosing the wrong people because we're choosing people that want the power. If you're looking for a good leader, you should want someone who doesn't want to be the leader, but the people want him to be the leader or her to be the leader. You know what I'm saying? Not someone who wants the power, because then you got to question yourself, like, why do you want the power so much? You know what I'm saying? Like, it should be the people's choice as to who they pick, not you trying to convince us that you'd be a good one. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and I feel like we're only ever given the people that want the power, that want the presidency. So it's like, damn, like we're really only ever getting the worst choices every single time, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Which kind of really fucking sucks if you think about it.
Yeah, and it seems like now we're only getting, like, now that the job as president isn't even treated serious anymore at this point. So, because everyone...
Well, at least not with Trump in office. I mean, if he does, I firmly believe if we just had a normal, even if Donald Trump didn't do the shit Donald Trump does, and he was just like regular president, no one would even give a fuck. No one would care. As long as somebody comes in and just does their job, you know, it doesn't make America look like a bunch of bullshit. At least gets respect from some type of leaders across the world. You know what I'm saying? Then no one is really. It's like everyone's like, all right, whatever, Republican or Democrat. But he's come in and he's made it such a. Oh my god! I mean, he's made it so much about himself during this whole presidency. It's
and being
fucking
president has
man.
nothing to do with the individual.
Exactly. But he always is, and it shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? But he makes a point to. Whenever something does go right, it's always his fault. You know, he's the reason it went right. If something went wrong, he's not the reason. You know what I'm saying? He's always just making it seem, or wants to show people how great he is, how smart he is. And he's always making it about himself. It's just like, bro, like I don't know, man. He's just. I'm still baffled he became president, but I'm glad that the elections are soon, and I'm hoping people, actually vote this year. Me being one of them, because I'm not even gonna lie, I didn't vote. 2016 with Hillary, and because I didn't want either one of them. And you know what? I regret doing that because I should have voted. You know, so now that I learned from my past mistakes, I'm definitely going to make a point to get out there and vote and make sure that I put my vote towards someone that at least, you know, I guess the lesser of two evils, because I don't really want Biden either. But you know, I'd rather take him over Trump at this point.
Oh, completely. Because you have some people who are actually literally legitimately considering. But here's the thing. Some people say, oh, Kanye over Biden and Trump. But here's the thing, though. If you vote for Kanye, why are you putting a non-politician into a politician's spot?
And correct me if I'm wrong, Kanye is a Republican, right?
He supports Trump. Yeah. But
I don't know what he is. He's never done it. He hasn't done it to Donald Trump once.
And you know what else? I think that some of his views, I mean... does anyone have any idea what his actual political views are besides just supporting Trump?
No.
Because I feel like he kind of falls in between. He's never officially declared a party, I don't think.
That's what I'm saying. So, I mean...
But if you look at some of his... I'm sorry, Pierce. Even though he's begun to... Like, he was like, Donald Trump this, Donald Trump that. There's also the thing where it's just like, some of the views that he does are kind of anti-Trump. Like, he's been supporting Black Lives Matter. He's been donating and doing things like that. So, I guess, even though he's never officially declared, it would be that he kind of falls in between.
I don't, you know what? If I would have had to pick a president who, like, if I can get a combination of things, I would want someone who is in the middle, who has both Republican and Democratic views. Because I personally don't think that if we had a completely Democrat or a completely Republican, you know, government like that wouldn't be good. You know what I'm saying? Like, neither side's just 100% right. You need a good blending of both. You know what I'm saying? And I honestly do feel like the majority of Americans probably do feel the same. And, you know, if you were to ask them, like, what are you? They probably wouldn't say, well, I'm hardcore left or hardcore right. They'd probably be like, well, I'm somewhere in the middle. Because I'm sure if you just look at, you know, everyone has their own opinion on things. You know what I'm saying? And if you are an individual and you can think for yourself, I'm sure you're not always going to agree with, you know, the Democrats when they say something, or the Republicans when they say something. So, I mean, I don't know, man. I just wish we had someone that was just, you know, in the middle and didn't try to make it so much about one side or the other. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like that's always what it is at this point. And it's just doesn't work, man. It hasn't been working for fucking decades. I don't know why people keep thinking things are gonna change, man.
You know, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result.
Exactly. So, and it's just fucking stupid, bro. We elect Republicans one year or one, you know, election cycle. The next one we elect Democrats, and then it's just them, and it's just them undoing what was already done by the previous president, if that previous president wasn't in the same party. So I feel like we don't move forward as fast as we should be, and as swiftly as we should be, because the president that's in office is just a lot of the times is busy just undoing what the past president did, just because they weren't a part of the party, weren't the same party. So it's like, all right, can we like just move forward instead of just staying in the same spot and just fighting over who gets to, say they did this or that? I don't know, man. It's frustrating because a lot of times I just wish presidents were really for the people. You know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously all the politicians say they're for the people, but then, look at our quality of life. And granted, yes, our quality of lives are so much better than a lot of other countries out there. I'm not saying we're some third world country because we are so far from it. But I mean, I just haven't seen like a noticeable increase in quality in my life, even in the 24 years I've been alive, which is 4 presidents long, so I haven't really seen much. But I'm just saying, like, you would think that there'd be noticeable differences in quality of life and just things getting better and things improving. But I feel like it's not that. It's just constant arguing and it's just a battle for the politicians, and the citizens kind of just get left to deal with all the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because I was talking to my mom about this the other day. I feel like whatever law it gets put into place or anything that would affect the American citizens, I think should also affect the politicians and like the House and the Senate just as much as it affects us. So then they're voting on things that they're also going to have to deal with, because a lot of the time they vote on shit that they don't have to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? If it's insurance wise, they don't got to deal with it. They're good. They work for the government. They don't need insurance. They don't need to deal with that, but we do. You know what I'm saying? Education, no, they're good. They got the money to afford to send their kids off to nice ass schools. Not everyone here does. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they're voting on things that they will not even have to experience. So it doesn't really matter if they're, it doesn't really matter what's in the bill for them. You know what I'm saying? And it's frustrating because we're sitting here like, yo, like we could actually use this, but they're like, no. You know what I'm saying? Or like they'll go on like a recess. Like what they went on a recess this past week for the 4th of July when they're trying to deal with like all the shit that's going on. So instead of just dealing with it and, we might have to skip this holiday today, they left. They're like, we'll come back to this. Even though we're in the middle of a pandemic, even though elections are coming up, even though all this shit's going on, we're going to take a nice little vacation. It's like, come on, like who are you really working for at this point in time? And I feel like they're not working for us. All the career politicians, they're just working for themselves and their legacies. They could give a fuck about the people that they're supposed to be serving, That's how I feel, at least. I really don't know, though.
I agree. I completely agree. Would you ever want to run for president?
Would I ever want to run for president? I don't know, man. Probably not. I mean, I just know that job is extremely stressful.
That's a setup for
extremely stressful. But I mean, I don't know, man. If I really did feel like I was, I can't tell you what I'm going to do in the future, but I mean, there's probably so many more people that are qualified to do that than me. So I'm not going to sit here and say, yeah, I'd run for president. I'd be amazing at it. Because forever, all I know, I could be the worst president ever. You never know. I mean, but the thing is, when you become president, you're never going to make everybody happy. There's decisions you got to make that there's going to be a group of people that are going to be upset about it. So if you go in there thinking you're going to make the whole country happy, you're lying to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not going to happen. You got to make the tough decisions. You got to make the decisions that are best for the majority of people. So I don't know, man. Maybe I would run for president one day, but that's not my goal right now.
I'd have to get voted for.
What about you, Vontrell?
I don't know. I know I would invest in, like black communities and stuff and put the value back in the black dollar for sure. But outside of that, I wouldn't know where to start because there's so much going on. So that's an overwhelming job, and it's like no matter what you do, it's kind of never going to be enough. So especially if you're coming in after the last president, and if they did a horrible job, you're cleaning that up on top of trying to do your own thing. So I don't know, I'm already overwhelmed just thinking about it.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's one of the things where you truly have to have a passion for and love what you do in order to do it.
Correct.
Like, for sure. For sure. So, all right, now that we're going to get off politics, let's get on to... did you guys hear what Maya Moore did? Well, actually, you know what? Before we get off president, because we're talking about Kanye, how did you guys feel about Kanye? You know what? No, we can move that to music, actually. We can move that to music. Did you guys hear what Maya Moore did?
No, not at all. Is this the... No. Go ahead.
Maya Moore is a professional basketball player in the WNBA. She completely stopped what she was doing, took a whole season off, just to get one guy released from jail who was unjustly convicted. I don't know if you guys heard of it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Saw something.
That is crazy fucking dope. Like, I think that is one of the coolest things ever. To literally sit there and I feel like, obviously, I don't know if she ever came out and said this, but like, this is kind of one of the things where it's just like, it's kind of like Cap almost. I'm not saying she protested against the WNBA, but it's one of those things where you sacrifice everything that you work for. You sacrifice so hard. Even if it's only for a year, you sacrifice so hard to be able to provide for somebody else and to stand up for something that you believe is right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's really cool.
And that's super dope, man. I mean, especially in their position where they're making a lot more money than we're making, you know, and they could keep making that money, but they decided, you know, use their platform for a bigger reason. And then sometimes that, fortunately for Cap, that kind of shut his career down, you know. Is she back? Is she coming back into the
I'm reading it right now. I would like to say that she's
I would imagine. I mean, the NBA and the WNBA a little bit more, you know, nice when it comes to displays of you know, protests versus the NFL. They'll just blackball you and get you out of there, and then try to apologize 4 years later or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, and apparently this is her second season that she had skipped. It's focused on, and she's gonna skip the Olympics this year. So I'm assuming next year she is definitely gonna be back. She's definitely gonna be back. But just to give more of a backstory, the guy that was locked up, Jonathan Irons had been handed a 50-year sentence for burglary and assaulting a homeowner with a gun, but the decision was overturned in March after he already did 22 years.
Are they paying him as well for the wrongful being locked up or whatever?
I'm looking at it right here. I don't see anything here. He did not blame me. I don't see anything here about him getting paid though. He should be a wrongfully convicted black man walking free. Yeah, I would like to hope so, but I don't even
know. Yo, I don't see. I feel like personally, because I just saw like a picture of some dude. I think he's had 40 years in prison, and then they're like, "Oh, you're innocent. Never mind." Like at that point, bro, if I'm like 60 something years old, 65, 70 years, I'm like, I'm just gonna stay in here, bro. Like, what do you? Because I'm saying like you went in 40. Imagine if you go to prison now. Knock on wood that you don't, but imagine you do, and you're in there for 40 years, and you try to come out and just go right back into society. You're not gonna know what the fuck is going on,
especially if you've been gone for decades.
And if they don't give you any money, any compensation, if they're just like, all right, yeah, you're free, go figure it out. Then it's like you're basically you're kicking me out into homelessness, into a world I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where my friend. You know, it's just like. They're basically you're just, you know, like, fuck you, basically. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I would just stay in there, man. I would probably do some other shit, some petty crime, get arrested, but yeah, just send me back, because that's all you know at that point. At least you know you'll be able to eat. At least you know you have a bed. At least you know there'll be medical supplies there. I mean, it's not the best place to live, but I mean, would you? At that point, what else do you do? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you could start a life, you know, and there's plenty of people that have done that, you know, but I'd imagine it's not an easy thing to do, you know, and I would also imagine that some of those people probably had someone, oh, I could crash at their place while I kind of get my life together. Boom, but what if I don't? What if all my family's dead? What if my friends are dead? You know, you're in there for a long ass time, like shit happens, you know what I'm saying? Like, so you're coming out into a world where you're just lost. It's like dropping you into like a foreign country damn near. You're like, all right, what's next? What do I do now? You know, it's just crazy, bro. Like, that stuff's really happening to people for various reasons. You know what I'm saying? Like, whether it's race related or whether it's the cops don't want to admit that they are wrong, you know, or if the judge is having a bad date. Like, there's so much shit that can determine what is done to someone's life. You know, so many factors. It's crazy how, you know, this is nothing. These things haven't been fixed, you know, to kind of try to give people a fair chance. You know, and actually really try to figure out if someone's innocent or not, you know, like, I don't know, man. I would just be frustrated. I feel like I'd be mad. Like when they say like, you're innocent and you're free to go, I feel like I would just be filled with anger. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's probably a multitude of emotions you're going to feel, but anger, I feel like would be like my most, like, I would just be mad. So mad, you know, but I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, your life has been ruined.
Absolutely.
Your what else can you do really at that point? Because
can't get a job.
I mean, I don't know,
because you're a felon. You know.
Yeah, and your life is made so much harder because of the bullshit somebody else is on. And I think that's the hardest part about it. It's the mental hurdles, the physical hurdles, because felons do get hired. I get where you're coming from, but felons get
yes,
jobs.
they can get. Yes, obviously you can get a job as a felon. It's just not the easiest thing to do in the world, and it's probably not going to be the best job in the world either, realistically.
No, absolutely not. But still, it's just like, but even within, there's the society's thing of being a felon. And while society is more accepting of felons and the reintegration of them, it's still going to be hard to get your life back on track to where it once was because of the bullshit that you've been through. Plus, you have to think about it. You know, there's therapy that's come with that. Then on top of that, a lot of people already don't trust the United States government because of shit like this. And now we can't trust them anymore. And on top of that, it's just, I think the hardest part of it, as you're saying, is not so much the physical world of getting a job, but the mental aspect of it is getting past these hurdles that you put up yourself that have been put on you because of the shit that you've been through.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's going to be the hardest part, because if I would wait for a long time and I came back, like, he forgave his accuser. He had 22 years to sit there and meditate. 22 years to sit there and really think about his actions and think about the shit that happened, because he didn't even do shit, really. He was falsely
That's what I'm saying. I mean, you know, like,
so
I don't know, man. Like, obviously, you know, when you're in prison, like, there's a lot of things you could do to, like, kind of, I guess, pass time. You could read books, learn something.
A lot of people go to prison to become Muslim, too.
I guess it depends on what prison you go to, and, like, if it's how, you know, because obviously not all prisons are the same. You know what I'm saying? And I'd imagine some are better than others, you know, whether it's like max security or, you know, or not and shit like that. But so, I mean, I guess, yeah, you would learn to just kind of spend time doing things, going to classes, learning. You can get a college degree in prison, can't you? Or is it?
You definitely can.
So like you could still do all that, but even then, like, you get out with a college degree, like, it's almost like your degree isn't worth as much as other people's degrees because you just got it somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Like, which, I don't know, bro. It's just crazy, bro.
It is. Vontrell, what do you think about that?
I'm sorry, what?
I cannot wait to get back
over here. I am so sorry. Like,
I cannot wait to get back.
What you say? What was the quote?
What do you think about reintegrating into society after you've been falsely accused in prison for 22 years?
Oh, well, I've seen it happen. You know, I've seen it with my dad. It was definitely an adjustment. I even seen it with my brother. And it was crazy is my brother was only gone for 4 years, but he said it so much has changed in this 4 years. So it's definitely hard to readjust. I definitely think they should reimburse that man some money, because I actually just seen someone on social media who got paid like $20 million for his wrongful lockup. So it's definitely it's possible for them to pay these people. And then on top of that, they're going to need it, because so much has changed, especially if you were locked up for 20 plus years. It's a whole new world out there. Like, and then everything is based off of technology now. So to be locked up for 20 years and having been growing up with technology, that's tough. That's really tough. It's going to take you a minute to find your way. Like, so.
Can you imagine going to prison and then coming out and all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, by the way, Kanye West is president? Like, what the fuck? Or like,
because it sounds like when I got locked up, he was singing Jesus Walk. Now we walking into White Houses now. That'd be crazy. That would be crazy.
You know what I'm saying? that shit be crazy. Like to think in 22 years ago. Let me see. So let me think. 50 Cent's now a huge businessman. Donald Trump is a president. Life is on our phones. They're not even selling physical CDs anymore. Like, shit, everything's different. How do you even deal with that?
I don't know, man. That would
you take it day by day, because that sounds overwhelming. Like, oh my gosh! But you know what's crazy though? Right. Real quick, it's technology in jail. I've seen people play games and have phones and all types of stuff. So yeah,
they be there making TikToks and shit.
So I mean, it can't be that bad.
That's what I'm saying. I guess it depends on where you're at, you know, because I'm sure some have more freedoms than others.
Yeah, that's true.
If you're in like a low security, you know, they probably give you a lot more shit to do, TV to watch. You probably can still kind of have an idea of what's going on in the outside world versus like max security, where you get like an hour, you know, of not being in your cell, which then it's like, all right, you know, you probably don't really get much info on what's going on outside.
Oh my God. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So, All right, moving on from that. Like, I know one guy actually was telling me how he listened to a podcast in jail. Not our podcast, unfortunately, but he was like, because I was talking to him about it. Oh, he listened to podcasts? Yeah, man, when I was in jail. I don't listen to that shit now. Oh, bet. All right, bro. Because it said you got a tablet, so you get a tablet for like an hour or so or something like that, depending on where you at. But moving on, how do you feel about the NFL using the Black National Anthem?
I'm here for it. Lift every voice and sing, period.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a nice gesture, but I mean, the NFL, I don't know, they got a lot more shit that they need to do to really make people believe that they're actually for the cause.
For one, they can give Colin his job back. They could start there,
or at least come out and admit being wrong in the situation, you know. But the fact that they won't even. They till this day feel he did nothing wrong, and he's out of the league because he was a horrible quarterback, and he was the worst quarterback in the whole league. It's like, stop the lies. You know, everybody knows why he doesn't have a job, but you refuse to say anything about it, and now you're coming out and trying to make amends, and you're gonna play the Black National Anthem, which is great, I guess. It's just cool. You're doing it for week 1. You know, I already know a bunch of people are gonna be pissed about it. A lot of the fans are gonna be absolutely furious.
I mean, but those fans who are going to be pissed are people who don't get it, racist, and
of course,
will never get it. So that's expected. That's just going to go hand in hand. The good always comes with a little bit of bad. So
that is very true. You know, but my thing is like, if the NFL is really going to want to change the way people are looking at them when it comes to social justice issues and stuff like that, they're gonna have to do more than play a song. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're gonna actually have to show that they're trying to better themselves, help the community, help the people that have made their league what it is today. You know what I'm saying? Like, actually show proof. Don't play a song in the first week of the the season and then just forget about it afterward. You know what I'm saying? Because that's probably what's gonna happen. They're gonna play the song. All right, go, fine, we got that over with. Now we can just go on to the same shit we've been doing, and then hopefully everyone looks at us as some influential league. And that's like, no, bro, no. Like, you got to do a little bit more than that. You know what I'm saying? So I guess it's a start what they're doing. But I mean, if that's all they plan on doing is playing the song, then I don't know. It's like, what are they? Is everyone gonna be okay with that? Okay, we got our song. Thanks, guys. Like, is that it? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I'm expecting more from them if they really want to change the way they've been, looked at these past few years and how they've dealt with situations like this.
Yeah, I think that this kind of goes into what we were saying the other week. And why only play it for 1 week? Why not play that shit for all 16 weeks or maybe 8 weeks? I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. They're literally, it's like, and I don't know what they have planned. Maybe they have other things going on that they're gonna do throughout the season. Which they do, that's great.
When does the football season even start?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like, give us one week. That's like, give us 1 week of a song.
Here, nigga, damn.
For a couple minutes during the first, yeah, pretty much like, here, nigga, damn, like, fuck, like, happy now? Like, shit, bro. You played your song. Can you shut the fuck up? Like,
no, because again, like we said last week, it's not enough. Like, y'all doing all of this stuff, but it's not enough. And the one thing that we are asking for has still not, we're not being given. Like, Breonna Taylor's killers are still walking. So is the guy who killed Elijah. They're still walking. Like, y'all not bringing justice for these people for real. Y'all doing stuff so we can forget about it. And I do see my timeline getting back to normal, but we still got to stand on this. That's the only way they're going to hit us, is if we stand on this. So.
Also, another thing is that, is it ever really going to do anything to completely make up for it? I don't think there ever is. I think there's going to be things that we make up for the shit that we as black people
it's not.
I think that I don't think there ever is, and I think that what they're trying to do is give us these quick fixes to try and be like, okay, here you go, okay, here you go, okay, here you go, instead of addressing the issue with these old white men in power who need to come out of power and include systemic change. But that means this whole country's gonna have to change. This whole country's gonna have to change, and they don't want to do it. That's why they're giving us these like, here, man, shit, all right, man, stop crying. Here, you can hit me back. Here, hit me back. Like, nah, motherfucker, I want to hit you back. I want you to fix the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the issue at hand. And they're not realizing it. Or maybe they realize it, but they're only trying to, get back even with us. But there will never, ever be an even. Ever.
Yeah, man. I mean, I feel like what would I mean, at least what I would like to see is like just make improvements. You know what I'm saying? Like actions speak louder than words. You know what I'm saying? So like I would much rather would like to see things being changed and and things being put in place to just make equality an actual thing in America instead of just an idea. Instead of just giving us a song that they play or changing their logo up a little bit or putting a statement out. You know what I'm saying? That's just like or like during like Pride Month where every company and their fucking moms make a statement about it and say how they support the LGBTQ plus communities, and then after Pride Month they don't mention it ever again. It's what I'm saying, like they just do it so people see them do it and it's like, oh, okay, they're such a good company, and then once the time to make a point is gone, they're done making the point. You know what I'm saying? So I'd want to see consistency. You know what I'm saying? I want to see actual changes. I want to see actual things being put in place. Like because what happened. Obviously, we can't change the fact that it happened. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what can be done to make what happened okay, because nothing can really be done to make what happened to some minorities of America and shit like that okay. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, hundreds of thousands of people have lost their lives over stupid shit. So and lives I feel like are precious. Like they're you can't pay for a life. You know what I'm saying? So nothing they can do is going to make me feel okay about what happened, but they can show me that they're putting things in place and doing things to make sure it doesn't happen again. You know what I'm saying? They're actually changing instead of just saying, oh, we're sorry, here's a song, or we're sorry, here's a our changed logo for the month, to show that we support you guys or whatever. Like, because that doesn't do anything. That doesn't do anything for anybody. You know what I'm saying? Except to make them feel like they're doing something. So that's what I would want to see. That's what I would want to see. That would actually kind of make me feel good about what's going on.
I agree. All right, moving on from that. This is a little. God damn, Vontrell, it's like fight night over there. It's not like a boxing ring.
But listen. It's a lot going on within the family right now, so.
Hell yeah. Like, damn. Are you okay? Is anybody?
I'm great.
I feel like
I'm great.
I feel like somebody's close enough to you to just smack you in the back of your neck right now.
No. I mean, my brother's playing the games, and then my parents are into it with one of my brother's baby mama right now, so. Yeah. Look, we moving day is Friday, y'all. So
moving day is Friday. And I ain't gonna cap. As soon as we got back from the apartment, I sat there, I'm like, damn. That's it, huh? What I thought about the apartment, but I'm just excited. I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to it. Plus, I gotta remember what I'm doing it for. So the purpose of me making this apartment and making this move is to move out of my house, of course. But the purpose of me having a roommate and move to where I want to move to is to be able to grow up, get out the house, grow up, still chase my dreams, and not be like financially sinking, because sometimes dreams and money don't always coincide. So that's what I'm doing here. I think as long as I remember my purpose, I'll be straight. You feel me?
Yep.
I feel
Great,
it.
guys.
I feel it. I'm sorry. You gotta give me a second to unmute the mic. I feel it. And that's just period.
I can't wait to get back in the studio. Oh my God.
Oh, so we going to the studio next week?
Yes, period. I'm not doing this shit no more. Definitely going back to the studio next week. All right, moving on. Let's get to what else we got for this week. How do you guys feel about, I don't know how this ended up on the docket, but how do you guys feel about open relationships? Would you guys ever participate? Oh, we got on this side because of the Jada, August Alsina, Will Smith possible love triangle. Now, before you jump in and say something, Vontrell, because I hear you unmuted your mic. I heard your mom in the background of somebody. Please let me finish my point now, okay? Now, what essentially was going on is, for those who don't know, for some background, August Alsina dropped an album. And it's interesting how he released this information right when he's dropping an album, but whatever. He did an interview with Angela Yee, dropped an album, and during the interview, he discussed how apparently he spoke with Will Smith and was like, hey, man, if it's cool with you, I like your wife, XYZ, ABC. They said it was okay, and they had a relationship. Jada's denying it. However, that's not why we're here. We are here to discuss, what do you two gentlemen think of open relationships? I don't care which one of you guys go first. Actually, let's let Vontrell go first since he has to, enter the chat.
You know what? So first of all, I want to say him dropping an album got lost in all of that just happened this past week because I didn't know he dropped an album. I didn't even know that's why he was in the media. But
are you okay?
Man. But as far as open relationships goes, it just depends on what I want and what I have going on. Because if I want to deal with someone who is unavailable, and I'm finna sound like a bird, so if I want to deal with someone who is unavailable, they gotta have a bag. Like, especially if you want to mess with me and somebody else, man. Yeah, that comes.
Flap your wings.
Look,
flap your wings.
Okay, I don't care. I told y'all. But if I'm gonna be in a committed relationship with somebody, then no.
Well, Jada and Will were.
You're right. They are in a committed relationship, but I said August Alsina is the one that's the removing door in that situation. So he wanted to be bothered with someone who was unavailable, and that person also had a great bag. So if I was him in that situation, it'd be fine. But if I am with someone, one person is enough for me. I don't feel. And I feel I'm one person. I'm enough for one person anyway. I got 5 different personalities, so you could pick which one you want.
Yeah.
No.
So why does money have to be?
Because if I'm in a place where I'm dealing with you and I know you're unavailable, and when you're dealing with someone unavailable, it's just certain things that you got to deal with. Because sometimes you are going to get in your feelings. Sometimes you are going to get a little emotional. So for those times that I'm emotional or something, you need to confiscate me because you ain't you can really spend time with me the way that you want to. And let's be real, you are with me because I probably make you nut real good, or I'm just a good time, or whatever the reason is that you want to mess with me. But trust and believe, I'm going to be knee deep in your pockets. Period.
But what is money going to do for anybody?
I just want to
make you feel
better about the whole situation.
That, yeah, I want a few Birkins. So, yeah, why not?
That is terrible.
English dollars.
So you want him to pay you to be with him?
Y'all looking at it wrong. I just want to be a sugar baby.
I don't know if I am. What? Sounds like you are expecting money in exchange for your time with this man.
If he, in my mind, that's how I see an open relationship, like happiness. If someone wants to, not money, but if someone. For someone who wants to be in a relationship, I feel like for you to pull those type of strings, yeah, you need that type of power. Because to be honest, that's just the only way, in my opinion, that someone is going to be in compliance and completely okay with your situation. So,
I don't know. I've never been in that situation, but
me neither.
Kind of sounds like you just want money for.
That's exactly what it sounds like. You're just like.
I told you I was going to sound like a bird, but I don't. I mean,
as long as you're owning it.
Period.
Hey, Red Bull gives you win.
Yeah.
So
it's just that. Go ahead.
So look at August and Jada though, right? I don't know August's situation, but to my imagination, August probably didn't need the bread. Those are two very well-off people, as far as we know. So yeah, let's go with the fact they're both well-off. They're both well-off people, so they actually liked each other for this time frame. Since they actually liked each other, I don't think that the money would play a factor in this. I think
in their situation, no, but in my situation, yes. So,
and you're not cheating. You're not a side piece. You're just a boyfriend number. You're just extra boyfriend.
Yeah, and the other person knows about me. Yeah.
And you had to get some bag to do it.
I feel he would need some bag for me to be okay with that. Yeah. Like, because people.
Well, I don't understand what having money if his significant other is okay with it.
I just want to spend his money. Like, that's just that.
All right. So there you go. That's where you get to the point. You just want.
I just want to spend his money.
Right.
Like, that's what it is. You just want.
That's all.
Yo, that's a city boy. I can't call you a city girl because you're not a girl.
Thank you. A whole lot of city boy shit over here. Like, and that's just period. So.
That's just, but to me, it just doesn't make
I just know that.
Sense
because with me, I know if you're gonna approach me and like you are chasing me and you're into me, but you don't want to let go of your current situation, the only way that I am gonna be okay with that, like even entertain it, I'm gonna have to get something out of this. Period. Because if the way I be looking at it, if I don't get nothing out of it and I know you're unavailable, you're pretty much just using me for your own selfish needs and you're eating your cake and having it. No.
I mean, if he's in an open relationship, it'd be different if he's cheating. then yeah, it definitely is unavailable, and you guys are gonna have to hide
But
around.
I'm saying though, if you are the second,
already known.
If you are the second one though, like yeah, it's gonna be times where they're gonna be unavailable. Like, and then on top of that,
the other person has something too. So then I don't know. I've never been in one, so I don't really know how it fucking
neither
works,
one, none of us have been in one. So I mean, I could be talking and then I actually get in one, and then it be completely different. And then all of a sudden, I'm talking like my heart is involved and woo out of that. I don't want that. I don't want that because I'm a thug.
I was gonna say so my question to you is, because money is so involved, and say you actually genuinely have feelings, actually like this person, do you value love and feelings that much if you're willing to do that, only do that if it's for money?
I mean, once my heart get involved, then the money becomes irrelevant. But if this person is just chasing me and just wants to be in my presence, and then eventually I catch the feelings or whatever, then that's something different. But in my mind, if you're gonna be with someone in an open relationship, or entertain someone in an open relationship, it's just a pipe dream of a relationship to me. Like it's nothing long term. It's just for the time being. So why not get what you can out of it? Because they're definitely getting what they can out of it.
I guess. I don't know. Will and Jade have been in a pretty long term relationship. I feel like
they have.
Both of them. Thing. We can't. Sorry for cutting you off, but we can't look at their open relationship, because when you have money, everything's a lot easier,
right? And both of them have money in this situation,
so their open relationship is probably an ideal open relationship versus an open relationship in Lake County. You know what I'm saying? Where so it's probably completely different. And like both people have to be so secure with themselves and each other to not even have any type of jealousy towards their possible number two that they may be fucking around with. Because if you even have an inkling of jealousy in your body, there's no way you could be in an open relationship. Absolutely not. Because you're gonna be jealous the whole time, especially if
exactly.
Imagine if, boom, all right, yeah, let's get in an open relationship, me and my girl, or whoever the fuck I'm with, and then if she's out having the time of her life and I haven't, I'm gonna feel some type of way about it. Just like I'd imagine it'd be the other way if I was out having the time of my life and she wasn't, and she, you know what I'm saying, she was just at home just doing her shit. So like I feel like both people would have to be out there getting it, doing what they're doing, both, unless one person's just like, or I could even see it being like someone's in a relationship with someone that's like asexual, you know what I'm saying? So like obviously they're probably won't really be having sex like that or at all. So to combat that,
because sometimes a relationship is a mental thing anyway. So.
Exactly, it doesn't always have to be a physical thing, And so I could see if the connection was that strong with the two people, to where they felt that even if we did, spend the night with so and so, or did this with so and so, or whatever the case is, we at the end of the day we're still coming back here about this and that. Then I could see it working. But again, it just has to, you have to have so much trust. You have to have so much respect for the other. There has to be so much shit going on. It can't just be like a one person wants it and the other person doesn't type of thing. It has like both people. There's probably so much conversations that go into having an open relationship. So much shit going into, and not just like a one day we're like, okay, yeah, we're having an open relationship now. Like, no, it's probably. So I'd imagine it's
if y'all spouse came to y'all and want to go open relationship, would y'all be down with that?
Hell no.
I don't know, man. I really have no idea, to be honest with you.
I guess I feel like you would, because low key you with the shits.
Me, maybe I would, because I guess you can go out and do your own shit. But like, I don't know. I'd have to see why she wants to open a relationship.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
We can start there, but as far as like for me, as far as like actually going there, no. Because initially, as soon as you come to me with it, I'm automatically going to think I'm not enough for you.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I was like. There'd have to be so many conversations before you would even have to get to that point. Or there'd have to be a lot to go into that decision to be made. You know what I'm saying? Like if someone came up to me like that, and I would have so many questions. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, there probably would be. And I guess what I said again, if one person wanted it and the other person didn't, the person who didn't is automatically going to start feeling like they aren't enough for their significant other, or you know, or
but for those who just be doing stuff just because you love your spouse, you can't do that. If you know it's not going to rock with you, you have to speak on it and you have to stand on it regardless. And if your spouse truly loves you, they're going to respect it, and then they're going to know where to go from there, even if that means y'all have to break up or take a break. But I would rather break up or take a break than to have an open relationship, because you're going to come home and I'll be like, what was you doing? Because you wasn't doing me. Like, all that. So
real shit, because I don't know how I'd be able to handle to know that the woman that I genuinely love with the bottom of my heart is like top, is like giving neck to some other dude.
That's true.
I mean, but you could have rules though. I do know. I have known for people to have rules like no kissing, no oral, no this, no that.
Are they gonna follow? That's true.
But that falls back on you trusting your partner.
If I were in a situation like this, right, and yeah, obviously, I'd imagine this in the back of everyone's mind. Like, what if she's just getting rammed right now by like some 10-inch, you know, muscular, just I'd be like,
the opposite of you,
prison nigga.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The opposite of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, but all I know is like, okay, well, when it's my turn, you know what I'm saying? When it's me and her, I just gotta go absolutely fucking nuts. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if you don't perform, like, or if you're just, you know, subpar, and then she goes, you know, to whoever she goes to, and she's just getting the time of her life, then then there's I can see an issue being formed, you know what I'm saying? But like, if you are also going crazy, I mean, then it won't be as bad. I just feel like I guess it depends on if you're looking at it from a purely sexual standpoint, you know, or if you're.
But what other reasons would you? I mean, I guess there are plenty of reasons, but I feel like the main reason why people be wanting an open relationship is to specifically have sex.
That's what I'm saying. You know, right. If you just keep it at that, is what I'm saying. Like, if you just keep it at, we're just fucking around, but I have a significant other at home, you know what I'm saying? And that's where my heart is, and that's where my feelings are, blah, 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 blah. We're just fucking type shit. If you're able to keep that attitude, and that's just like, you know, like friends with benefits, you know what I'm saying? Like, if both of you can agree, like, yeah, we're just fucking around, like, that's it, blah, 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 blah.
But usually when you are friends with benefits, it's y'all have an understanding that we're just going to be doing each other, and that's it. Until somebody else comes along, then that's when you say something. But I don't know.
Yes. I don't know.
I think that's a bit different than an open relationship.
No, yeah. Question for you. I'm just saying, like, mentality wise, like, you guys both, like, when it comes to just fucking around, you have to understand that that's all it is just fucking around. Like, there aren't really going to be like feelings involved, or at least, like, you know, on that level, you know what I'm saying? Unless, like, I'd imagine some open relationships, like the people know the other people that they're fucking, you know what I'm saying? So, like, you would know the guy that your wife is getting with, and you would know the girl, and she would know the girl that you're getting at, you know what I'm saying?
That wouldn't be weird though, especially if all y'all hang out.
I could see that being weird.
Oh my god!
I could see that being weird, but at the same time, if I know the person, I could also see how that would be a little bit more like, kind of like okay, well, at least I know.
But at that point, you'd be swingers.
That's that. Yeah. So, yeah. But then, okay, but what's the difference between being a swinger and
an open relationship? That's a phenomenal question, because I think they're one. I think they're one and the same. I think the difference is you hook up with other people who are in relationships.
Oh yeah, probably.
So.
Oh yeah, swingers do run in packs. But Pierce, think about it like this, right? Like, say me, it was cool, and my wife, I don't know. Let's make up a name. My wife Brenda, whatever. Say, like, hey, Pierce, how you doing? Yeah, I just got done with Brenda. I'm gonna send her back to you. Oh, okay. Like, how the fuck weird does that sound? How's it weird you coming home? Send her back to you. Yeah, like how the fuck does that sound, bro?
I mean, if I'm with his girl, then I'm like, yeah, I'll send Judy over in a couple of minutes. Just I don't know, bro. I don't know. You know, like, I really have no idea, man. I don't even know if I'd want to be in a relationship like that. But I mean, there'd have to be so much that goes into that decision. It'd have to be a mutual decision. It can't be one person brings it up and then they convince the other person. It has to be, you know, I think it just takes a certain type of person. It probably takes people with like higher sex drives, you know what I'm saying? Like, probably more experimental when it comes to sex and stuff like that. Like, if you're a very conservative person when it comes to sex, I can't really imagine any situation where you'd be like, yeah, let's have an open relationship. Because you probably wouldn't. You know, you're gonna have the people that are a little bit more open. Maybe have had like a threesome or some shit, or two. You know what I'm saying? Or aren't, you know, don't look at sex as highly as some other people do. Because I know some people look at sex as like it's super sacred. You know what I'm saying? And some people look at sex as it's just sex. You know, so if you're looking at it as super sacred, you're probably not gonna want to have your significant other fucking whoever, because you're gonna be like, oh, she's breaking my trust, and a part of her is with that man now, and you can't think of it like that. You have to have a certain mentality, you have to have a certain mentality. I'd imagine to even consider being in one, But if you're in no way experimental when it comes to sex or willing to try new shit out, then don't even think about doing it, because you're not going to want to do it,
Yeah. Now let me ask you guys a question. Since we're on this topic, and we'll do this and then we'll move on to music. What is worse to you guys? Physically cheating, like they're fucking somebody, or the emotional bond built with somebody else? What would hurt worse to you guys?
I think the emotional bond would hurt more, because sometimes it's a lot of different reasons why people can be cheating, and if you're not emotionally connected to your partner, then that's going to leave room for somebody else to come in and swoop in. And then on top of that, when they have sex with that person, they're connecting on a more emotional level. Like, it's a whole different ballgame when it's a mental thing and not a physical thing.
Yeah, for real.
Because if it's physical, that's something we could change. Like, that's something we can work on. But if it's a mental thing, and this has been something that's been so far gone, and you're like basically ready to leave me, I don't think there's anything that I can do to pull you back, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, man. I feel like once you're like, your mind's out of it, your heart's out of it, then it's just like you checked out already. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like a emotional like attachment to somebody else would hurt me more than, because I feel like with fucking, it's like, all right, well, at least you could kind of talk yourself out, like, all right, maybe he had a bigger dick than me, or maybe he did this better than me. All right, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Not everyone's gonna be amazing at fucking, but when it's an emotional thing, like, you start questioning all types of shit about yourself. I feel like, mentally, you know what I'm saying? Like, it really would fuck with you, because your person that you love no longer loves you, you know what I'm saying? And you don't know why, for whatever reason.
And now you think it's something within you, when really it was just something within that person.
Exactly. So that would fuck me up more than just, okay, yeah, I got cheated on. All right, whatever, But if you told me that you don't love me and you have fallen in love with somebody else, I'd be like, damn, like,
that has happened to me before. And honestly, like, I was so smooth about it, because I am one of those people who do not cry in public. Or at least I try not to cry in public. I will wait until I'm in a closed area. But when he said that he wanted to be with someone else and that he wanted to pursue that, and then he doubled back and tried to, but wait, I still want to do this. But I'm like, no, you need to go to do that, because I don't want you to be with me and then you still have that what if in the back of your mind. So it was definitely interested, but salt kills salt. Oh, my bad. Salt kills snails, not players. So it was definitely like an experience that I don't ever want to go through. And I'm feel like that's probably why I'm still single, because I be so guarded. Like, I think everybody is lying to me about everything. I don't trust anybody as far as I go. Like, Devonn the other day told me I was his best friend. I'm like, you fucking lying to me, bro. Like,
yeah. Lying to me. I live with this nigga. We talk about apartments. I'm like, yeah, you my best friend, bro. You my brother.
I'm just saying, like, it's not you though. It's just me. Like, I feel like everybody is lying to me, because everybody who I've come across, family, friends, boyfriends, they have all showed me otherwise than what they were actually saying. So I don't be taking people serious, and they be like, oh, I love you, and this, that, and the next. And I just think everybody is a liar, period. So yeah, but that's something I'm working on. I'm getting better with it. I be telling myself everybody be telling the truth, but then I be like, nah, they lying. They're all liars. So
my thing is, I feel like when it comes to shit like that, like I don't want to necessarily automatically think someone's a liar. Like, I want to have a reason to think that. You know what I'm saying? Because then I feel like, I'm sure you know this, bro. Like, I mean, I would imagine it probably kind of hinders you on like developing certain relationships, because you're like, if you're automatically like, no, you're lying, and they aren't, then it's like, that probably would turn them off too. You know what I'm saying? Because like, okay, now this person doesn't even believe me, and I've been giving them no reason not to believe me. You know what I'm saying? So is that how this is always going to be? Am I always going to be fighting just for them to think I'm telling the truth, or am I going to be a liar no matter what, even if I've never lied to them to begin with, type shit. So I always have to be given a reason. But once that reason is given to me, then I'm like, all right, boom, noted, got it. Like, and we're moving on to the next, you know what I'm saying? But like, I don't want to, I just don't like being super standoffish right away, because
I wasn't at first. When I was younger, I wasn't. Like, I was so oblivious to just everything, and I had to get taken advantage of a few times for me to actually get it. So once it happened and it kept happening and people kept showing me that, I was like, okay, well, what am I doing that I keep having the same issue? So I was just too trusting. I won't say I was really gullible, but I was just too trusting with people. And then on top of that, I like nobody ever gave me a reason to think otherwise. So when it happened, I'm like, well, how can I really be mad at this person if I'm so sorry, y'all? I'm like, how can I really be mad at this person if I didn't know? Like, because it was something completely different. So yeah.
I feel.
Yeah. So it's give or take. Like I said, I'm trying to get better with it, because when people be telling me stuff, I'd be like, okay, thanks. And then another thing too, I'm one of those people who, like, I hype myself up because I'm used to hyping myself up. But when other people be giving me compliments and shit, I'd be like, okay, y'all liars, but whatever. So yeah. Yeah,
but why would they be lying? Like,
I don't know. I come from a place. I'm a person who used to be bullied, and then, like I said, I went through a boatload of different stuff. So yeah, I'm sorry, I gotta mute it. Go ahead.
Jesus Lord, it's a barbecue, that bitch. My heavens. But anyway, Vontrell, you've told me that before. And I do understand where you're coming from. If you've been, these different type of shit that's happened to you that's changed you mentally and how you treat people and how people, it's not necessarily how you treat people, but how people, how you perceive others coming towards you. And it hurts. And it's good to know that you're taking the right steps in order to fix that, because you recognize the problem. And then now fixing the problem can be such a slow and painful process. So when you did tell me that, I was kind of like, damn, nigga, what the hell? But at the same time, I thought about it. I was like,
and it's just second nature, too. So,
yeah, I hear you. So, all right, guys, we are going to move on to the music. So we're going to wrap up and we're going to cut everybody loose. Let's get it cracking. First thing, Pop Smoke's album. What do we think so far? Vontrell, you go
it's
first.
It's a decent project. I like a few tracks off there. I like the track with 50 Cent. I like the one with Baby, I think, is on there. Is it Baby or Gunna? I don't know. Sometimes they sound the same, but I like a few tracks. It's decent. I know. So I'm horrible, but it's decent. I actually like it. I like it a lot, and I'm glad they changed the album cover, because the album cover was a bit generic at first, and then all these other
Virgil did right?
I mean, he was the one who did it anyway, but a lot of
Virgil,
it was. I don't know what's going on with Virgil these days. Like, what possessed you to think that was okay? But whatever, it is what it is. But it was a lot of graphic designers doing different Pop Smoke albums, and I was like, oh, they could have chose one of those, because they were all dope from what I saw. I don't know if you guys saw them. Yeah. So that was good. Otherwise, I'm still listening to my usual with a little bit of the pop, because y'all know I'm a thug. So. Yeah. Oh, and New Money Bag too. I like his song "Said Something." So,
yeah, I didn't get a chance to listen to that. Though. I wanted to.
Yeah.
Is that what you played in the car today?
What I played in the car today. Yes.
That shit was banging. He said something about a bread and crumbs. I said,
yeah. I love Money Bag.
Money bigger than he is.
He should.
Like he's big. Don't get me wrong, but like I don't know, bro. Everything I've been hearing from him lately is
been smacks.
And I'm like,
bangy. Yes. So definitely. Oh, and then that Megan. I was listening to that Megan. So yeah, but everything about to change July 31st. I want y'all to know that, because that's what we finna be listening to for the rest of the year. So
what? Say that again.
I said July 31st. Everything about to change because Beyonce dropped, and that's what we about to be listening to for the rest of the year. Just want y'all to know.
You're going to do the rest of the year.
Ooh, speaking of our favorite, I'm sorry, are you done? So check it out, Pierce. I know you're mad because I know you can't wait to talk about this, but I'm excited for that new Kid Cudi that's coming out.
Yes, I am as well. Can't wait, man. I really cannot wait, bro. Like I'm a little upset that this whole COVID shit's going on, because I just wanted to. I was waiting for his album to drop, and then once the tour gets announced, I was gonna literally buy a ticket the minute I find out. But now I don't even know when that's gonna happen. But I mean, I'm just a geek, bro. I mean, I look forward to anything Cudi related. You know me, so. But I mean, he's gonna have a podcast coming out soon.
I saw that. I was like, oh, that's gonna be dope.
Because, bro, just imagine the people he's gonna have on. He's gonna have so many different people. The conversation's probably gonna be crazy. So that's gonna be super dope. I mean, I can't wait for the album to come out. I mean, I don't even know, man. I have no words to say. I'm just excited. You know, I feel like I've never really been let down by the man. I know some people have from past experiences with his music, but I really haven't, man. I've always.
But
found
I feel like that's because you grow with the artist. A lot of people get stuck on a phase and don't really allow the artist to grow, and that's where they get their disappointment from. So,
big time. Good thoughts on that.
Yeah. Great take, Vontrell.
I feel like we all grow with our favorite artists, and that's why, like, when they do something and people be like, "Oh, that was trash," well, at the band we don't feel it was trash because we're growing with them. Like, you gotta allow them, their artists, they have to grow. So,
because people shitted on 4 Year Eyes Only so much, and
I like that album though. Like, I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it at all.
Some people say that shit was garbage. I'm like,
they say that was his worst album, and I was like, wow. He was talking about being married and credit, and he was talking about all stuff.
You know, how would you rank Cole's albums? I'm not saying that's the worst one, but I don't know if he's had like a bad one. But I mean, which one would be the last?
I would say the least. Okay, I can't speak for everybody, but the least favorite of mine would probably be Sideline Story, even though that has bangers.
What?
Because Sideline Story. Because for me, it'd probably go. Could you mute, bro? Thank you. It would go Forest Hills Drives, Born Center, KOD. In this case, Friday Night Lights. No, 4 Year Eyes Only, then Friday Night Lights. And then probably Sideline Story. That's how it would go from. Even though Friday Night Lights wasn't an album, it was a mixtape, that shit is still classic.
But I was talking about albums, not mixtapes.
You were. Okay, so we take our Friday Night Lights and then insert, what did I say? I said Forest Hills Drives, Born Center, KOD, and then I said Sideline Story. So yeah, out of his albums, those four. And I'm not counting any of the compilations, just solo projects. That's what I'm gonna go with.
I'd agree.
Yeah. Because Forest Hills Drive was just a moment. It caught me at the right moment in my life. And plus, I saw it live. I saw KOD live too. But the fact that I saw Forest Hills Drive like live, my first concert, just like it was I think the song that makes that album is Love Yours for me. Like that's what really completes it full circle. But you know, speaking of, since we're talking about our favorite artists, that Dreamville documentary did just come out. It was pretty dope. I think you guys should check it out. But Cole spit a new freestyle on there, and he's spitting direct flames. The Boondock bars were pretty crazy. So I'm looking forward to the fall off. I'm looking forward to Kendrick new shit too. I feel it in my bones. I feel like something TDE wise is coming.
Huh? Whenever the fuck that's gonna come out,
because it'll be by surprise.
2026. Goddamn.
It's been like what 4 years since then.
What'd you say, Pierce?
So it's probably gonna be cold. Imagine all the shit he's gonna be saying about what's just been going on. He's probably gonna have some crazy takes on there, some crazy ass songs. So I'm looking forward to it, man. Everyone's looking forward to Kendrick. Though. I don't know one person who's like, "No, I could wait on that shit. I don't need that."
Yeah, I've heard one person say they think Kendrick Lamar sounds bad. I'm just like, wow.
Though.
I'm sure they probably listen to trash music.
Yeah, like
exactly. So, and Vontrell, for your question, DM came out in 2017, so it'll be 3 years since his last. And I don't count the Black Panther album.
I don't count the Gift album for Beyonce either. So I get that.
I don't be counting that shit. Like they're cool, like the movie soundtrack albums. I don't count that. Exactly. So, now Pierce, we never actually got into what you actually listen to. What do you listen to right now?
Me.
Excuse me. What did you say?
I thought he asked me.
What do you actually Nah, Pierce, what do you actually listen to?
West Side Gun just dropped a nice little album. Yeah, so I'm listening to that.
I gotta get to that. It's fire. He ain't missed
yet. Nah, he's got hella features on there too, so it's nice.
Yeesh.
There's this it's called Penrose Records Volume 1. And
did you send that?
I think I did, and it's R&B / soul, right? And I originally heard one of the songs on some playlist I played, and I just happened to hear it, and I was like, oh, I like this, so I added it to my phone, and then I go, I go check the artist page and everything, and I see that it's all recent, and I was like, oh, this all came out, but bro, when I tell you, when you listen to it, you're gonna think all the music came out in like the 70s, because that's exactly what it sounds like. I thought it did until I looked at the year it came out. All these songs came out this year, or at least recent. And I was like, that's crazy. But it was such a throwback. So I've been listening to that. It's pretty cool just to kind of hear modern artists just make songs like that. You know what I'm saying? And you could, and it fits too. It fits perfectly. I've listened to that. The IDK and Friends too, still dope.
Bangers, nothing but.
Yeah, no, for real though. That 6 Feet Hot EP with Black is dope. I really fuck with that. Man, that's really all I've been listening to so far, like heavy wise. I definitely listen to the Pop Smoke album here and there. It's decent. Definitely.
That one joint with Quavo, Snitching, that shit is hard.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Quavo, I want to listen to it again. Just, it's just to hear if I'm possibly missing something. Gucci Mane dropped the album though.
Oh, I didn't even know.
He did.
So Icy Summer.
Yeah.
No, it was decent.
I love Gucci.
He's got crazy features on there. It was definitely was a fan of that. I low-key want to listen to this Rare Family K-Camp little thing going on.
K-Camp's
nice. I'm surprised he's not bigger too. You know what I'm saying? Because all the songs I've been hearing from him, I'm like, yeah, these are nice. But I guess him and I don't know if it's like him and his like little group, like the people on his label. It's called Rare Sound, or it's called Rare Family, and then the artists are Rare Sound and K-Camp. So I don't know if but I want to listen to that too. I feel like it's gonna be nice little vibes. But that's really all I've been really fucking with lately is that, just listening to all the shit I've already had on my phone. I don't know, man. Like I try to listen to new music every week, like when shit comes out. But a lot of times I'm just like, I don't like a lot of stuff that comes out. I don't know, man. Like it's like
I'm starting to like not play my new music as much. I don't know why. Like over the past few nights, like especially when I'm getting ready to go to bed, I've been listening to Erykah Badu. So
really?
Yeah, a few songs, yeah. But during the day though, I be trapping. I be on some City Boy stuff. Chloe and Halle, Tiana Taylor. Like I listen to that stuff during the day. But I don't know. It's just different at night. I be trying to chill. So yeah, I get what you're saying.
Gotcha. For me, let me see. Demos Volume 2 by Goody is super solid. This guy came into our job and he told me about this dude called Les, L-E $, a Midnight Club is super smooth. That came out in 2017. Pop Smoke's album, I'm Not Done With It Yet, and Introspection by Yumi. I don't know if you guys have heard of Yumi, but this project is pretty solid too. It's a six song R&B EP, man. It's super nice though. I like it. I like where she's going with that for sure. So, and I heard this new song, Drink in My Cup, Yellow Beezy and Trap Boy Freddy. Bang.
I thought you were gonna talk about Kurt Cobain's. Like, you just heard that?
Oh my god, no. That'd be terrible. That was middle school, wasn't it? Or high school?
That was middle school. Was that when did it come out? I think that came out in middle school.
I feel like that's middle school. That was around the same time August Alsina was popping too. Kurt Cobain's, August Alsina, yeah. So, all right, gentlemen, that'll be it for the show today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Why don't you give me your social media?
2011 is when that came out.
Oh, sophomore year.
High school. Damn.
That's a long ass time ago.
Social medias?
Yep.
P-Bugs, PB00GS on Apple Music, on Snapchat, on Instagram. I guess Pierce Anderson on Facebook. Don't add me on Twitter because you're going to be disappointed in my lack of posts. So don't even try. But yeah, man, add me.
It's Vontrellduh on all platforms: Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter. I guess if you type in Vontrell on top of Facebook, that'll pop up. But yeah, Vontrellduh, because it's me. Duh.
Devonn Overstreet. I always say that. No. DShoes815 on Twitter. DevonnaLan on Instagram. ISD in School Detention on all platforms. All of them. YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, everything, guys. Please do check us out. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and you guys have a great week.
Peace.